Every time a founder, an investor, or a leader sits down to evaluate a company, the screens light up with numbers, revenues, growth rates, margins, projections. Everyone expects the story to be told in spreadsheets, in charts, in cold, hard facts. But here's the brutal truth nobody says aloud. Those numbers? They're only telling a part of the story. The rest, the pulse, the heart of real value, the secret insiders are betting on, lies somewhere else. It's in the narrative, the story behind the numbers, the vision that shapes what's next, the meaning that turns a product into a movement. And this is where everything changes. Because if the future were just finance, we'd all be stuck in the past, chasing last quarter's trends, drowning in metrics that flatter short-term thinking, but blind us to real transformation. It's a trap. A cage built on the illusion that data alone can predict success. But the truth? The truth is raw, uncomfortable, electric. Numbers don't make people move. Stories do. Human beings don't invest in spreadsheets. They invest in meaning, in change, in a future they can feel in their bones. Look around. The world is overflowing with startups boasting impressive KPIs while quietly bleeding authenticity and purpose. Investors shuffle papers, looking for safe bets, forgetting that true risk isn't just in the numbers, it's in the vision, the culture, the identity of what's being built. Because here's the secret that insiders know, the secret that sets apart those who win from those who fade unnoticed. Narrative is the engine of trust and transformation. It's what draws the rare few, the committed, the bold, the fierce individuals ready to burn brighter and higher, into your universe. It's easy to feel lost and overwhelmed by the noise, the endless chase of metrics, the pressure to show growth, to conform to models that suffocate creativity. The business world loves to sell clarity and certainty through numbers, but what it really delivers is fragmentation and fear. Fear that you're not growing fast enough, fear that you'll miss your window, fear that the market's moving without you. It's a fabricated anxiety that chains founders and leaders to short-term thinking, forcing them to repackage products instead of revolutionizing industries. It's a system designed to reward conformity and punish risk. But the best among us, those destined for exceptional impact, they see through it. They refuse to be boxed by charts. They craft stories that spark movements, change minds, and ignite passion. This is why narrative beats numbers every time. Because meaning is magnetic. Meaning connects. Meaning lives in the people who believe, who rally, who build not just for profit, but for legacy. When investors bet on narrative, they aren't gambling on a balance sheet. They are investing in a vision so powerful it can redefine markets, shift culture, and create new realities. This isn't some abstract idea. It's the core of why the rare few break through the noise and build empires while others fade into oblivion. But how do you harness this power? How do you go beyond the numbers and tell a story so compelling it can't be ignored? First, start by breaking the rules imposed on you. The system teaches you to fit in, to look like the founders who came before. Throw that out. Your story is unique because you are unique. Don't shrink your vision to fit into someone else's spreadsheet. Dare to be bold enough to show the cracks in the system, to spotlight the problem with brutal honesty. People don't want polished lies. They crave authentic truth. And authentic truth ignites trust, faster than any forecast ever could. Next, focus on your why, the fire inside that drives everything forward. Investors don't just invest money, they invest belief. They want to see the raw energy that keeps you working past midnight, the resilience that drives you when no one else believes. Your narrative must pulse with that energy, that unshakable sense of purpose. Numbers can't fake that. When you communicate from a place of sincerity, you create an emotional connection that no spreadsheet can replace. Then, build a tribe. Zero in on the few who get your story, who burn with the same fire, who challenge the status quo like you do. Investors, partners, customers, your narrative should speak directly to this audience. It's not about appealing to the many, it's about connecting intensely with the few who will become your fiercest supporters. Alignment here is everything because the rare sparks you attract will become the fuel for a blaze that changes everything. And finally, Remember that narrative is not static. It evolves as you grow, as challenges hit, as victories come. The best storytellers own their transformation openly because growth invites collaboration, trust, and deeper investment. Numbers can look good on a slide this quarter and tank the next, but a strong narrative, a living story that resonates deeply, pulls people with you through the unknown. It makes you unstoppable in the face of uncertainty. So look closely at the insiders, those who don't just watch the show, but rewrite the script. They bet on narrative because they understand what really moves markets: human passion, connection, and vision. Forget the obsession with vanity metrics that blink and fade. Build your story instead. Craft it with brutal honesty and relentless purpose. Mold it around your truth and watch as the right people find you, amplify you, and launch you beyond anything you imagined possible. This isn't some soft, feel-good advice. This is survival. In a world drowning in data, your narrative is your lifeline. It's your edge against complacency, your weapon against mediocrity, your call to the few who refuse to live small lives. When you master the story, you don't just raise funds, you spark revolutions. You don't just attract money, you ignite movements. You don't just build products, you shape futures. Listen, the system lies. It whispers that your worth is in your numbers, but real insiders know that power lives in the narrative you own and embody. It's messy, it's scary, it pushes you into vulnerability and doubt. But that's where breakthrough lives. That's where transformation happens. Don't settle for the security of numbers when you can have the fire of story. So stop waiting for the world to validate your work with charts and reports. Stop bending to the illusions of safe investments. Step into the disruptive power of your narrative. Be ruthless with your truth. Be fearless in your storytelling. Align with those rare few who burn in the same fire. And build a story so alive, so unstoppable, that it commands attention, reignites passion, and rewires what's possible. Because the truth is simple. The future is not numbers on a page. The future belongs to those who dare to tell their story. The real, raw, unfiltered story that refuses to be ignored. It's the narrative that shapes the world. It's the narrative insiders are betting on. And if you want to rise, to break free, to become more than anyone ever expected, this is the battle you must win. Every second counts. Every word matters. Your story is your power. Use it.